I am live. Hey, everybody. My name's Gary. We teach baritone ukulele here on YouTube every day, weekday, Monday through Friday. In this time slot, it's 10 a.m. time slot here in the Mountain Time Zone. Um, and you will need to swing by jollyrogerukulele.com to pick up the sheet music. And I think we'll tweak this one. We'll see what that looks like on there. I'm editing the post on our daily schedule so people will know to come to this location for the workshop. And jollyrogerukulele.com. Also, it's got all kinds of stuff for regular ukulele, baritone ukulele, ukulele orchestras. What else do we do on that website? Yeah, that's pretty much it. And so feel free to swing by there, take a look at it. We're taking baritone ukulele seriously over here, and I want you to do the same thing. All right, so I can close that, and in a few minutes we'll have a few people pouring in. Had a little bit of sound issue in the last class for guitar, and so you guys will let me know if you log in how the sound is. The lighting is crazy, I know. I'm going to need to, on these morning classes, I'm going to need to go fix it. How about I do this? What if I turn that off? Oh, that might help a little. That helps a little. I look a little less. All right, let's see. Baritone ukulele keeps your older tricks. Here comes my wife. She's sneaking in. Hello. Did I change the password for? I don't think so.
Well, after this class, can you send it to me?
Let me just check. Let's see if I have it on here. We're checking our password for Zoom. So you guys just sit very patiently while we do top secret stuff here. Go Beethoven! Exclamation point. Tweet that. All right, and then oh, I probably did. So, yeah, and you can take this computer. That's what it is. Try that. Okay, got her up on Zoom. Hey, how's the sound? Let me know, guys, if the sound is good. Um, where is everybody? Oh, I'm early. That's why. I'm like, why is there nobody here? People will be coming in here in the next couple minutes, and there we go. So this week in baritone, we are wrapping up, not quite finishing, but very close to finishing the entire intro program again. So we started this on October 5th. We start from bare bones, nothing. Today we're playing the last of the arpeggios that is in this program. Yesterday we did Daisy Bell, we did Carnival. We didn't do yesterday because we weren't here yesterday, so I'm going to pull that up. And we're going to be doing Daisy Bell and the Key of C arpeggio today. And then we also have For Elise and Ode to Joy is our two more advanced pieces that we have. So buckle in. We'll have a busy day of it today, catching up. We missed yesterday. Yesterday was a fan. I'll tell you guys about once everybody loads in. But let's see. Jack is in finally, and Jack knows everything. So if Jack says that we're good, we're good. So aloha to you, Jack. Where is the link to Harmonica later? Go to mammothgardens.com, Jack, and that's where it is. So you can actually link off to Mammoth Gardens off the front page of Jolly Roger. So if you go there and go down to the bottom of the page, there's a harmonica girl. You can click on her and she will send you to the harmonica page. It's on mammothgardens.com is where I keep that one. I know in my head, all of this is very separate, right? But in reality, you guys probably just think, oh, it's just Gary, right? But I have to, for my own sanity, I have to keep harmonica one place, ukulele another place, guitar another place, because depending on the day, for me, it's what I'm working on. So and unfortunately, you guys end up sort of chasing the websites around a tiny bit. And I'm assuming, foolishly, that your brain thinks exactly like my brain. And you're like, oh, okay, it's harmonica time. I got to go to that other website. I got to follow these weird links. I got to read these websites. It's too much going on. And I apologize that sometimes it's a bit confusing. So, Bela, good to see you. Boy, you're logging in the hours today. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Michalina is here. She is our baritone leader. She is one of the people that pushed for this class, and now look, we're having a nice group of people showing up. We're all going to get to be the world leaders in baritone ukulele. It's a neglected instrument, I think, and so we're hopefully going to make it a thing again. Good morning, Delaney. Good to see you. Diane is here. Diane was here yesterday. I got to see Diane, her actual face. And so that was exciting. Usually on top of Jolly Roger page. Oh, yeah, I went ahead and that's a good point. I took those off of there. Well, see, I took those off of there this morning thinking they weren't necessary. That's a good point, Jack. Should I put them back on? I may put them back on. I thought I was cleaning things up, but then I just confused you. So I will. What the heck? I'll put it back on, Jack. Not today, but tomorrow I will put it back on. I apologize. That was that. I was thinking, well, that's different. I'll take it off. So. Yeah. So, hey, Linda, welcome in. Glad you're here. How we doing on time? Okay, let's get started. Most of us are here. We'll get a few others straggling in because they figure I straggled, but I don't really straggle. I just ran out of time. Let's see. All right, so we tweeted today, so we'll get 0 people from the tweet, but it's always fun to put it up there and just see if somebody wanders in and be like, what's going on? The tweet today is... occasionally somebody will retweet something, which is funny. I know that most people are not Twitter users anymore. So I like Twitter. I mostly follow Twitter so that you can find out about what's going on in the local news, right? I mean, you see a helicopter flying around, you're like, what's going on? You open up Twitter, and there I have all these news places I follow, and they're like, oh, there's a whatever. And so then it's faster to find out what's going on that way. All right. Guys, I apologize about yesterday. We did not have a chance to meet. Diane, who is here, was part of a stealth group of people who got me nominated, and then I actually was selected to be an everyday hero here in Denver because of these broadcasts and trying to help people get started in music. And so the reporter and the photographer came over yesterday, and Diane and a couple other ukulele players stopped by, and we did a little news article, and it's going to come out Sunday night here. And those of you guys in the local market, Channel 7 Sunday night at 10 o'clock, and they're going to do a little thing. And she said she'll post it on their website, and of course, as soon as we post it there, I will send it to you guys. If you haven't already signed up, you should have already signed up for the email list on Jolly Roger Ukulele. You would have gotten a couple of yesterday. If you're not getting those, go back and sign up again and make sure that this where you sign up and where we keep the permanent mailing list are separate places. And if you unsubscribe one place, you don't necessarily unsubscribe from the other. So if you're not getting the emails, let me know. But if you signed up on Jolly Roger, you should be getting them. What else should I say? Oh, you're very sweet, Michalina. Thank you. We are just going to keep playing baritone until everybody's playing baritone, right? It's not that the other instruments are bad. It's just that this one has unique qualities and strengths that make it absolutely a joy. As you guys know, you're not here on accident. And different mentality, different sound quality, different skill set necessary. And people say, oh, it's a guitar missing 2 strings. And not really. We approach it differently. When I'm playing guitar, I have one mindset. When I'm playing baritone, it's a very different mindset. Frankly, this one's a lot more fun. And you miss a little bit of the sound quality, but you also what you miss in sound quality, you gain in playability, so you could actually probably kill it. By the way, I was just double checking my Twitter thing to make sure that posted correctly. Did you guys see that golf shot that dude made it to Masters yesterday, skip across the lake, roll all the way around the green, went in the cup. Ridiculous. I looked at that. I'm like, that has to be fake. But it was on the real news today, so apparently it's not. All right. We are playing today. We have to play 2 songs today because we missed yesterday. So I want you to go grab, let's do them in reverse order. We'll just go down the list. Grab your key of C arpeggio, key of C arpeggiator. In your book, it may be C major arpeggiator. How do I have it in my book for you guys? Yeah, C major arpeggiator baritone. This is the last of the arpeggios that we study in this level of class. Honestly, I will eventually write out all of the arpeggios for the baritone. It's kind of a slow, painstaking project, and I haven't found time to get it done yet, but I will. And let's go through your chords, and then we'll talk about how we attack the piece of music. C chord, and then you have an A minor chord. Remember, you're just adding in your ring finger. F chord is your tough one, okay, bar, and then an E shape in front. Okay, in this case, G chord, you're going to slide up. Don't pick up and move and put down, but just slide. Okay, so that's a different G chord than your usual one. Okay, then we go back to C chord. Then we'll go to A minor. Go to F chord. Slide up to G. And now you have a new A minor chord at 17. Okay, and this one's going to come up an awful lot. Bar on 5, ring finger on 2. But this really is your E minor slid up to 5. Okay, and then by adding your adding your middle finger onto the second string, it becomes another F chord. Take it off for the A minor, put it on for the F. Okay, do that a couple times. And then when you get to 23, you're going to slide this back to 3. Middle finger goes up to the 3rd string, and you got your G chord again. And then wrap it up with the C chord. Okay, as you look at your page break there, the minute you turn the page, you're then going to be moving into a melody situation. 1, 1 3 0 1 1 3 1 2 2 1 0, and then you got a nice C7 strum. Okay, some more melody. And in measure 30, notice that the melody goes 3 2 1 1, but you don't really want to play that. Just put the F chord on. And it's much easier to play it that way. G7 chord at 31 and back to C7. Then when we get to 32, we go all the way back to the top, play the whole thing again. Okay, at 33, then you're going to go grab your C chord, but you're going to be doing plucking the upper strings. Okay, and then I think that's all the chords in the song. So let's go through and talk about how you're really going to play it now, right? Okay, as with all arpeggios, this is the main shape you're working on. Thumb above the top string, index underneath the 3rd string, middle finger underneath the 2nd string, ring finger underneath the bottom string. And let's go through it nice and slow. Remember, pluck. This is how you're playing it. Okay, from the top, nice and slow. 1, 2, ready, play. Plunk, thumb, index, middle, plunk, plunk, A minor, plunk, thumb, index, middle, plunk, plunk, F chord, plunk, thumb, index, middle, plunk, plunk, slide up, plunk, thumb, index, middle, plunk, plunk, go to measure 9, plunk, middle, index, thumb, plunk, plunk, A minor, plunk, middle, index, thumb, plunk, plunk, F chord, plunk, middle, index, thumb, plunk, plunk, slide up to the G, plunk, middle, index, thumb, plunk, plunk, slide up to the 5, take your middle finger off, plunk, 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 plunk. Add your middle on the second string. Plunk, 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 plunk. Take it off. Plunk, 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 plunk. Add it. Plunk, 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 plunk. Take it off. Plunk, 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 plunk. Put it on. Plunk, plunk, plunk. Slide down to the G chord. Move your middle finger. Plunk, 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 plunk. 24 C chord strum. That's that glissando. Okay, page 2. 1, 1, 3, oh, 1, 1, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, oh. Glissando. 1, 1, 3, oh, F chord. 3, 2, 1, 1, C chord. G7, sorry. O, O. Back to your claw position. Plunk, plunk, plunk to the top of the page. Plunk, thumb, index, middle, plunk, plunk, A minor, plunk, index, middle, plunk, plunk, F chord, plunk, thumb, index, middle, plunk, plunk, G chord, plunk, thumb, index, middle, plunk, plunk, back to your C, plunk, middle, index, thumb, plunk, plunk, A minor, plunk, middle, index, thumb, plunk, plunk, F chord, plunk, middle, index, thumb, plunk, plunk, G chord, plunk, middle, index, thumb, plunk, plunk. Major 23, you got your G chord. And then 24, strum. 1, 1, 3, oh, 1, 1, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, O's. 1, 1, 3, oh, 3, 2, 1, 1, strum. Oh, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, A minor, thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, index, B, F chord. And it's all zeros. C chord, A minor, F, G, C, and then that fermata says, for sure, let that ring out. We teach that all the time anyway, right? That you're not going to let off this chord. You're just going to let that ring out. But when you see a fermata over the last chord, that's telling you, no, seriously, and just let it go for a while. Okay, so that's what a fermata at the over a last chord will tell you. We really want this to die out over the period of there. Okay, so there's your C major arpeggio. That's tough going, guys. Lots of bar chords in that one. Lots of technical skills that are there. All of those are going to make you sound more beautiful and more competent. And especially if you're a singer, knowing your arpeggio patterns is really, really a vital thing for making you sound like a much better player really early on in your career. Daisy Bell for baritone. Let's grab that out. Every time during the day when I hear my texting go off, I'm like, uh-oh. Please don't let that be something terrible. So let me just double check that I don't have anything to apologize. All right, so we got some more work going on in our boiler. We have this boiler in the basement. It's 3 boilers. It's this huge room with all this scary stuff in it. The boiler, 2 of the boilers died, and so we're having to replace them. And there's all this stuff is way beyond my ability to understand. But they had to bring in a crane and all this stuff. It's been a pretty challenging couple weeks here. All right, Daisy Bell. This is one of my favorite songs. All right, nerd level 11. Let me tell you what you need to know here. There's a movie out there called 2001: A Space Odyssey. If you haven't seen it in the last 10 years, you ought to rent it and go take a look at it. You won't believe it. It moves at a snail's pace. The entire movie, you're just like, I don't know how they got away with making this movie. It's crazy how slow it moves. But there's a scene at the end of the movie where the spaceman has to break back into the space ship and then disconnect the computer. And at the end, you'll remember, if those of you have seen it, he's floating around in this red room and he's unplugging the computer. And right before the computer dies, he sings Daisy Bell. And you're like, well, that's a weird choice of song. I wonder why they chose that. Why would he do that? You have to know, your nerd level 11 assignment is that you have to go to Google and you type in Daisy Bell on the computer, IBM. And the very first song that was ever programmed for a computer to sing is Daisy Bell. So that's why the computer at the end of his life in that show sings Daisy Bell. So there you go. There's your first high level piece of trivia. If you go watch the movie, you're like, hey, I know why it's singing Daisy Bell now. So you have to know the joke in order to understand why he's singing Daisy Bell as poor Hal 9000 goes to his grave. Daisy Bell was the #1 song in 1892, so we're going to be playing the hits. This song is arranged a little bit differently than is probably sitting around in your head, and I arranged this to make sure you're learning to pay attention to counting, okay? Every measure has 3 beats in it, and so I don't want you to rush yourself on this. I want you to hear all 3 beats, okay? So let's grab your C chord, and then that's one of your chords, okay? Measure 5, you got the F chord, and it goes back to the C chord. You'll end up over on a G7, and then go back to your C chord, add your ring finger to get your A minor, roll it down to get your D7, and then go to your G7. Okay. Way down on 19, you go back to C, and then to F, and then back to C. Page 2, go to G7, back to C, back to G7, back to C, back to G7, and wrap up on C. Okay, so the chord structure is kind of intense. It's definitely a challenge, but it's not unplayably difficult. Okay, let's go through 3 beats for every measure. So make sure 1, 2, 3, because otherwise you will rush. In your head, you should be counting day 2, 3, Z 2, 3, day 2, 3, Z 2, 3. In your body, you can feel those beats, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. One thing I recommend you do, don't tap your foot. Okay, that's what we teach elementary school kids to do, which is fine when you're an elementary school kid. But when you're an adult, it's a tiny bit annoying to see your foot tapping to help you keep count. Just feel it in your body. Okay, you got to tap something, tap a toe inside of your shoe where I can't see it, right? What you don't want is a whole bunch of people in a sing-along and everybody's tapping their foot. Is what happens there. Somebody inevitably is off beat and their foot is not with everybody else's foot, and so the cool effect of the drum is not achieved. Okay, so give me 3 beats for each measure. Some of you are thumbing, some of you are plucking, doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. 2, 3, 1, 2. It won't be a stylish marriage. 3, 1, 2. I can't afford a carriage. 3, 1, 2. But you'll look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle built for 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Make sure that you're paying attention to the length of your notes. That's the biggest weakness. That's the most significant weakness, probably the only weakness in my mind of tablature, is it doesn't tell you how long to hold the notes. And so you either have to really know the song, you have to be paying attention. It's why I give you both standard notation and tablature, so that you can tell how long the notes are supposed to be and give you some advice as to how you're going to put the song together. Let's play the melody. And again, making sure we keep our beats correct. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3, 0, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 0, 2, 3, 2, 0, 1, 2, 1, 0, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 0, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2. 0, 1, 0, 3, 3, 0, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2. 3, 0, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 0, 3, 1, 2. 0, 1, 0, 3, 0, 1, 0, 3, 0, 1, 3, 0, 1, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I play it kind of fast. It's all ones, twos, and threes, right? There's nothing else in there. And I counted out loud every single place where I would, as I'm counting, trying to make sure that I don't come in early on the third beat or on the next beat of of a following measure. I want to make sure to keep all of my beats correct and clean and pretty. And that's why this is arranged this way, so that you practice not coming in early. Tablature players, we all do it. We all are like, all right, did that just a note. Now I got to do this next note. Then I got to do this next note. And then I got to do this next note. And we have a tendency on those long notes to come in too early. Okay, tuck uke. I'm not positive there's anything terribly challenging here. C chord with your pinky. Okay, that's the tough one. Let's do that. 2, 3, then lose your pinky. 2, 3, then a rest stroke here. Make sure your thumb physically rests on that first string, and then 2, 0. Again, resting on the second string there. Put your F chord on, strum, then lift up the bar. Oh, put it right back down, and then 2, 3, 2. Hit the 1, and now you go to your C chord. Now notice here I added in decorative notes to help you count. 1, 0, 3, 0, 1, and then a 0, 0, 3, 2, 3, high G7, 2, 3, and it really feels like a G chord, right? The reason if you're singing it, it's a G7, but if you're playing it, you end up with a G chord because the melody is happening in measure 10 right there. That's the melody note. So it looks, so for an instrumentalist, it's just a G chord. 2, 3, measure 11 is a C chord, and measure 12 is an A minor with a rest stroke. Okay. 2, 0, 2, 0, 1. Again, the chord is a D7, but the melody is a 3, so I'm just putting on a regular D chord, opening up the first string, and then 0, 0, 3. Here's some decorative notes. Open, nice G7, a G chord, 2, 0, 3. Okay, I would probably recommend just going ahead and grabbing the C chord and then using either your pinky or your ring to grab the 3. Or what I just did now is I grabbed 2 and 2, 0, 3, and then I had to rethink everything to get to the 1. And so just grab your C chord right off the bat and then add a pinky probably to get the 3. Okay, measure 20. There's a decorative chord there. As you see in the melody, the melody is being carried through the measure. So it's starting in measure 19 and continuing into 20. But we don't want nothing to happen at beat 1. So we just toss in a chord. Okay, then we hit the 3. Excuse me. Oh, it's been so dusty here. Measure 21. I'm going to hit the C chord. And then 1. Go back to your F chord. Hit the 1. And then hit the C chord. And you got 2 2s here. Okay, so it's really like you're putting on an A minor. And then taking it off. Okay, and then hit a nice chord at 24. Hit the 0. C chord. Rest stroke. And then a full C chord. Page 2. 0 3. Hit the 0. Partial C chord, and then a full C chord, partial C, just 0 0 3. Okay. Now notice these are eighth notes. Okay, so you got 1, and then you've got to get right over to the hard chord super fast. So when you get here, keep your game face on. The point is not to play 0 1 fast. The point is to get to 2 0 1 3 quickly. Okay, it's a different mindset. So it's 1 strum. That's what you want to do. Okay. And because it's going to require your full hand there, 2 0 1 3, that means you're just going to have to be getting it ready, having it poised, ready to jump right on quickly there. Eighth note, quarter note, but the quarter note, it doesn't come slow. You've got to get to the quarter note and then slow down. Okay, so let's do from 28. 1, 2, 3. C, 2. And then big bar chord on 5, pinky on 8. Okay, let that ring. All right, let's play it. Top to bottom, steady as we go. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. I'm going to stop it back up. I don't know what I did there. I don't know what I did. I'm going to start again because I want to play it better, and I want it to be easier for you to play along with me. I don't know what the heck I was doing there. From the top, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay. One of the things I just did before that last chord, I was like, oh gosh, I got to get all the way up here to get on here. So I shorted that last one needlessly. So I go, if we're on a bicycle built for 201, and then I yank it right off to get up here. Try not to do that. 2. Okay, so let this one develop just a little bit before you jump up and get that big chord at the end. So there's that. How are we doing on time? Hopefully, questions, comments, or concerns about Daisy Bell or whatever the previous. We just like the key of C arpeggio. I think remember what level you're working at. Remember, if you are brand new to playing ukulele, tough uke is really, really tough. It's not something you should just fall into. What matters for me as you are newer players, hey, can you make the melody come out? That baritone melody line is super, super important, and I want to make sure that that's going well for you. getting where you're comfy with these chords. The F chord is obviously the tough one in here. All the rest of these are fairly approachable. And then, of course, obviously, over the time, getting you to where you're working on tough uke, because that's how soloists play. You're going to play that when you're sitting by yourself, wanting to make something beautiful. The tough uke line is the way to go. I have to blow my nose, and then we're going to move on to our Beethovens of the week. We have For Elise and Ode to Joy. And so I'd like to start with For Elise next, please. So pull that one up. For Elise. All right. With For Elise, we worked on this quite a bit. You guys have the good copy. I haven't updated the ukulele copy to be as good as yours. And so you are, where did I put my trash can? We have everything on your piece of paper is awesome. So let's do that. Let's see. Paley asked, what would it sound like if we played Daisy Bell at 160? It would sound better, but it would be harder, way harder to play. Let me just pull it up real quick, and I won't play. 160 is pretty fast. So let me see if I can pull it up here. You'd probably be talking about this. Change the page. Okay, that's about 160. I don't know exactly. I didn't play it well at all. But you can see that's zipping right along. The question is that necessary? Is that something you want to do? Someday on certain songs that you really love, that you want that are supposed to be played fast and you want to really make something out of, then you worry about your time signature, or your time, the tempo setting. But I never worry about that. I set them at whatever sound tempo. They sound pretty nice on the computer, and that's what ends up on your sheet music. But I never, except when I'm playing with orchestra and we're all going to agree on a certain tempo, and I have people who want to practice at home with the metronome, then we pay attention to that. But as a soloist, I could care less. I could not care less what the tempo is supposed to be. Okay. I am looking for, how can I play this in a way that makes me happy and makes me sound like it's really beautiful. Okay, it says, I played 160 speed along with you, and it was fun. All right. Playing fast is fun. Playing fast is not necessarily, playing fast gets you famous on YouTube, right? Oh, look at how fast this guy played this song. Oh, he's amazing. But it's not in my mind, it is not a goal. It is, as a solo player, I want to make the song be beautiful. And if that means playing it at 100 or 170 or 12, whatever, I don't care. I'm going to play it at a speed where I can accomplish what I want to accomplish with it. And so as a soloist, I don't pay any attention whatsoever to quarter note equals whatever. As a conductor, when we get into an ensemble, then it's really important to me that what it says there is about what we were practicing and rehearsing it at, because we're probably getting it ready for a performance, and we want that performance. If we're playing it at 120 pretty solid, I don't want to suddenly speed it up to 140 or drop it to 100 in the concert, because that will mess people up. They get comfy with that. The other reason to worry about tempo in an ensemble situation is that people will go home and practice, and they want to practice at about the same speed as what we played in orchestra. And so that's the tempo. I would say for the most part, ignore it. For the most part, ignore it. Unless you're trying to play exactly with me, like Pele just did. Okay. And that's always a good thing, right? Is to challenge yourself a little bit. Hey, if I can play Daisy Bell at 100, can I play it at 210? it's fun to do. It's not necessarily something I would recommend. All right, for Elise, here's another one where what the tempo is supposed to be and what we actually do are probably quite different. I have it actually set for very slow. Right, that's how I want you to play it. If you're a pianist, that's about half the speed you're going to play it. That's probably how you're going to play it. All right, so you want to again let that make it. If this is a song you love and you played it on piano as a kid, yeah, getting it up to speed on baritone would be super fun and do it. But for me, I'm like, I would way rather get the notes really clean and pretty and take my time getting through this. Okay, I will mention on this piece, you know how you'd go 7 6 7 6 7 2 5 3. That part there. On the ukulele version of this, I have 7 6 7 6 7 other 7 5 3. So the 2 can also be played at the 7 on the second string. So that 2 could be a 7 on the second string. I don't think that there's necessarily a right answer with that. I kind of like having it all on the first string. It just makes more sense in my head and I can reach it quite conveniently. But you may find, hey, it'd be better for me to, instead of playing the 2 down here, to play it as a 7 on the second string. So just up to you. But I just want you to know that is another arrangement. On the ukulele version, that's what I have, is a 7 on the second string rather than a 2 on the first string. Okay, let's talk about that little intro. 7 6 7 6 7 2 2. See, I miss it. 7 7 6 7 6 7 2 5 5 3. You probably just want to go ahead and memorize it. It comes up over and over in the piece of music. So just go ahead and get it in your head, and that way you can take your eye off the paper, and then know every single time you're done with that, it's going to be followed by an E minor. Okay, so that way you don't have to worry about getting your eyeball quite back on the page as quickly as you need to. Okay, let's just do that. Let's do measures 1 and 2. Ready, play. Okay, and I blew it, so let's do it one more time from the top. Ready, play. By playing that E minor, you got plenty of time to get your eyeballs back on the page and get you set up ready to play your B7 when it comes up, because you probably are going to want to double check the notation there. Okay, so one last time, just the measures 1 and 2. 1 2. Oh, sorry, 2 beat counting. 1 2. Okay, measure 3. This B7, that's going to come up a lot on ukulele, because when we get to Tin Pan Alley music, that shape is for sure coming up, so just get comfy with it. Okay, you got 0 2 0 2. That 4, you have to use your pinky. Don't talk yourself into any other choice. 4s have to be your pinky. That's a 2, and now this is straight out of Stairway from Heaven. This B7 going into an E minor. B7 to E minor, lift this up, slide these 2 up. Now you have that 7 6 thing again. B7 again. And then a little bit easier to play, 3 2 E minor. Or I've got. And then don't linger on that last 0. Get right back up and get into your 7 6 7s again. Measure 2. B7. Pinky. 7s. B7. 3 2, and then you go to your E minor. And again, don't linger there. 5, slide to 7. Index finger on the 3s. Reach way up with your pinky. 8, 7. Slide down. D chord with your pinky. 7, 5. A minor with the 3. E minor with the 3. Pinky on 5. B7. Back to your 7 6s. E minor. B7. Pinky. Okay, nice E minor. Quarter notes. Bar at 12. Okay, if you want to do harmonics, that's cool, right? Sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't. Okay, or just a regular plain old 12s. Okay, and if you want to put that full chord on, it's a bar on 12, ring finger on 14. And most of you baritones have 14 frets to the body anyway, so that's actually a legitimate chord you could play. Okay, sounds kind of cool. All right, how are we doing on time? So that's for Elise. I'd work on that. We'll be playing it for pretty serious all week long, so be messing around with that and seeing if there's anything that's going to ruin your life. But again, I would say just memorize 7 6 7 6 7 2 5 3 E minor. And I would do that. I just get that memorized, and then it happens over and over in the song. Then you can pull your eyes off the paper, make sure you're getting your notes clean, and go on to that. All right, very quickly then, let's talk Ode to Joy. Where is my Ode to Joy? LMNO. There it is, Ode to Joy. With this one, guys, I was going to fix the D minor 7th chord shape, and I forgot. So that D minor 7th chord shape is actually what the tab says, 1 1 2. Yeah, I got to fix that for you. With this one, I didn't give you a melody because I want you to do two instructional things. One is, hey, the top note of every single thing in the baritone melody line is the melody, right? 0 0 1 3 3 1 0 3 1 1 3 0 0 3 3. That should get you in that mindset of, hey, I'm in my head. I always hear the highest note, which is the low, which is the whatever notes on the first or second string. That's going to be the melody, and then I'm just adding in a chord underneath there, and it sounds really nice on baritone. So let's play the baritone melody just one time through. 1 2 3 4. Playing through a second time, you would skip measure 16, play 17, and then remember at 18 you have another one of these big C chords, bar on 5, pinky on 8, and to wrap it up. Sounds really pretty. Okay, so that's how, depending on your level, depending on how comfy you are with playing baritone, that's something that's a real legitimate goal, to be able to play Ode to Joy as a baritone tough uke. Okay, baritone melody line. But I did give you an even tougher uke on this one, which is on your tough uke line. Okay, and what we've got here is you have to play it with a claw. Okay, hold your C chord, claw, 101, D minor 7th, claw, 1, 3, 1. G chord, claw, 0, 1, 0. And then claw here, 3, 0. A minor, claw, 2, 1, 2. D minor, claw, 2, 0, 2. C chord, 0, 1, 3. And then a G chord, claw. Okay, so that's how you're going to play the whole thing. I would take time to slow way down and just be very patient as you're walking through there. The tough baritone is really lovely, right? And Cindy knows lovely. So if she says it's lovely, it is lovely. What we're really working on here is being nice and patient and making sure you can still hear the melody coming out over the top. So I'm going to play it straight through without stopping. Try to play along with me. If that's we're just because we're getting tight on time. Tomorrow we'll start with Ode to Joy and then we'll short for Elise. But with this one, you have to play it with your claw, and you go nice and slow, really focus in on trying to still make the melody stand out above all of the rest of the stuff that's going on. I'm going to play it one time through, top to bottom. Okay? Question, do you play that D minor 7 with a mini bar on the ones? Yes, you do. Yeah, that's exactly what you'll do. Mini bar, minute. That's exactly right. Okay? Way to go, Michelina. Yeah, if you could theoretically put 2 fingers there in this one, but it's much more like, it makes more sense because really your D minor 7 is really just A, B, your F chord. That's really what's going on there. Okay, it's just we're not going to hold that string down. Okay, it sounds cool, by the way. Okay. A little bit of a jazz version of Beethoven, right? Here we go. From the top, take your time, do what you can. If it gets too intense, just play the tough uke line or the baritone melody line. And if that gets too intense, just play the top note on the baritone melody line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but if it's Beethoven, right? Bong. There we go. So there you go. We went through a ton of music today, guys. If you're newer, don't get frustrated. Pick little pieces that you can do. If you've been around a while, you better be able to play that stuff, right? No, I'm kidding. Just do what you can. Make it fun. Make sure don't work on stuff that's not fun to work on. Work on stuff that you want to get a little better at, that's within your grasp, right? But we're combining lots of levels here, right? And so if Daisy Bell, just a melody at one note at a time is where you're at, be there. Just be there and live in that moment and enjoy the process of getting better. It's really something that I think that's probably the best joy in music is this business of fighting and fighting and fighting every day. There will never be a day when you're not fighting something in music. But then when you look back over where you started and what you could do, you know, oh man, I really have come a ways, right? And so it's not about playing with me. It's not about keeping up with Cindy, right? It's about playing at your level and then trying to get to whatever your next level is. That's what we want to do. So a lot of pretty intense music today. Hopefully you're having fun with all that. That's it. That's what I know. Tomorrow we will be tackling. What are we tackling? Oh, tomorrow we tackle Aloha Oi, and we will also play Ode to Joy for Elise again. And then Friday's coming, guys. We'll have. Don't forget to be pulling out your Silent Night. Did we haven't talked about that? Let's do that tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll cover Aloha Oi, Silent Night, and For Elise and Ode to Joy. So we'll have 4 more songs again tomorrow. Of those, Aloha Oi is no question about it. It's the hardest one of the 4 we'll play tomorrow. So you might want to take a peek at that, and then definitely print out Silent Night, the solo baritone for you. It's beautiful. Okay, really fun to play. And next week we'll be digging into almost all Christmas music. We got Scarborough Fair to wrap up the intro stuff, and then the rest of it's going to be moving on to Christmas stuff. So there we go. Let's see. No, Cindy says, "Don't worry, you can keep up with me just fine." I don't know, Cindy. Make me push me, so that's exciting. Let's see. Question: do you play? Okay, we talked to Milkelina about that. Pele, mahalo, aloha. Thanks, Pele. Super. I'm a hero. Yeah. Yeah, there are real heroes out there. We're just playing some baritone ukulele, right? By the way, it's Veterans Day. Those of you who have served, thank you. Okay, what's the cute little this guy? That's actually a guitar. 100% of the arrangements that you guys see that I hand out are actually written on that because it's technically a guitar because it has 6 strings. I have it tuned way up almost to ukulele tuning. So it's sort of in this weird netherworld of weird tuning. So it's perfect for doing arrangements for ukulele and then for baritone and then for guitar. And I only have to have one instrument and it's sort of small and it sits on my lap with my computer. So everything gets written on the papoose. That's what that's there for. Thanks, Lanny. Good to see you. Is it little or just far away? No, it is. It's baritone size. So it's a guitar, and here's my baritone, right? So it's basically the same size as a baritone, and then I have it tuned way up, and it's got metal strings, so they ring out forever. It's an instrument that one of our orchestra members was getting rid of it, and she sold it to me, and I was going to sell it. And then I started messing around with it, and I thought, wait a minute, I could just use this to compose for all 3 instruments. And so that's what it's called, a papoose, and they don't make them anymore for a good reason. It's not exactly pleasant to play, but it's really fun it's really convenient to compose on. So there we go. All right, kids, have a wonderful day. I will see all of you tomorrow or later today if you're doing any of the other activities, and I will talk to you today. Have a great afternoon.